Now, Joe, how you doing, pal?
Yeah, not bad. Doing good. You?
Yeah, I'm great as always. Jeff, you?
Friday good.
Friday, good. We're recording this on a Friday, which is a much better day than what we're going to talk about here. So let me read something out to you, and then we'll discuss it, right? So we're going to talk about Blue Monday, and it's not the 1983 track by New Order. This is from our reliable and good friend Wikipedia. Blue Monday is the name given to a day in January claimed to be the most depressing day of the year. The concept was first published as part of a 2005 press release from a holiday company, Sky Travel, which claimed to have calculated the date using an equation. So, Blue Monday, this year it's on the 18th of January. So, we're recording this on the 8th, a little while away yet, but why is that utter bollocks? Like, what's going on there? Blue Monday, what's it about? Why is it a thing?
I'd put good money on the equation that Sky Travel used being when their sales hit the lowest point. That's the equation they've used to decide when everyone used to book a holiday and cheer themselves up. There was no more thought put into it than that.
It's a thing for this year as well. No one can even buy holidays, so it might not even be a thing, can there?
Yeah.
I think Blue Monday brings out the absolute worst side in marketing.
Really?
It's invented to prey on people's emotions just purely in the name of buy yourself a 2 weeks holiday at costs. Like, no. It's so uncreative. The equation literally is what day traditionally are our sales the lowest in the point of the year, right? Let's create some bollocks, put a bit of pseudoscience behind it and get people to spend some money.
Yeah, I mean, the preying on people's emotions, when you put it that way, it is pretty horrible. So obviously, it's really dark at the minute. Everyone's overindulged a bit. They've just come off Christmas, feeling a bit down, not got anything to look forward to quite. So, you book yourself a little holiday for first week of June. Suddenly there's something there just to keep you going, keep your spirits up, right? That's kind of the idea of selling the holiday. I mean, is it total bollocks, or is it a bit of marketing genius from whoever sat there in the Sky Travel marketing room in 2004 and said how we're going to sell more holidays next year, guys?
I do think it goes both ways, not to defend the holiday companies, because I do think it's very uncreative, but we've all seen the Instagram stories and stuff at the minute that everyone seems to be posted, and it's like, oh, I've decided the number of lockdowns we'll have is the number of holidays I'm going to book and all that sort of shit. And there's a lot of people that, with or without Blue Monday, would book holidays as a way of dealing with their feelings, and they've got a lot of feelings at the minute. So, with that in mind, I suppose there's something to be said about, this would happen one way or the other, and so these guys are really just appealing to it. It's the same as your Christmas sales and stuff. People are going to buy things at Christmas whether you do one or not.
Yeah. It's you're right. People are going to buy holidays whether it is Blue Monday or it isn't. It's just I don't know. I'm a bit conflicted about it. I think it's kind of a marketer's job. That's what they get paid for, is to sell a few more of these holidays. If they've done it in an unethical way, I suppose that's a bigger conversation. Is it not the responsibility of the consumers to deal with the feelings a little bit better?
I think the problem with it is the first time it was created by, Dr. Nick at Sky Travel, it probably was a good creative idea that one time, and it should have been a 1-year campaign that had its time in 2004, whenever it was, and then it went away. What happens now is the travel companies are using it as a lazy excuse, probably not even planned in. They just see the hashtag trending on Twitter on the day, and they think, fuck, we need to get an email out saying it's Blue Monday, let's sell some holidays. Which, is pretty low, like on a normal year. I think the interesting part about it this year is I'm really curious to see how retailers respond, given the fact that, a lot of people this year are saying, we're not doing New Year's resolutions. It's a tough time. Like surviving through 2020 is, good enough in itself.
Yeah.
So will people just ignore it entirely this year? Will people double down and try and play on the positive feel good aspect of it? or will people, and this is the ones I really take offense with, just do the lazy thing of saying, it's Blue Monday, buy a holiday?
Yeah, you don't like that, do you? We had a similar chat around Black Friday, didn't we? Like, it's Black Friday, you know, that's another invented non-day. It's just become a thing out of nowhere that there is this Black Friday. It's the day at the end of November where you get all your Christmas shopping done and everyone puts a deal on. And you're just putting a deal on because it's Black Friday and you've got to do. I think, is that the part of it where you've got an issue with it? It's like there's no creativity around that. It's just, Christ, it's Black Friday, it's Blue Monday. What deals have we got on at the minute? Get them out. Go, 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 go. You want to see a bit more to it.
It's mass consumerism, isn't it? It's just like buy something because we said so. I think it's quite telling of branding in 2021, perhaps, but there's already been 2 kind of stabs at holidays.
Yes.
Already this year. So you've seen both ends of the spectrum. So Ryannair, I don't know if you've seen this one, Jab and Go. Awful. Absolutely awful. No surprise to see that.
What is it, just for people that haven't heard it?
So Jab and Go, literally it's tone deaf, like typical Ryannair style, just big block lettering, Jab and Go, book a holiday. You can do it now. Like presumably there's like I think it's an illustration of someone with a syringe and a vial saying like, just get yourself vaccinated and off on the plane you go.
Yeah.
Already received 1,600 complaints to the SA. Easy to see why, I think. Typical Ryannair. It's almost like where, and if I was at Ryannair, I'd probably play on the shock tactic.
Yes. Yeah.
Realistically, I'd probably buy into that and lean on it. Whereas on the other side, I don't know if you've caught this one. It was from On the Beach.
No.
So it's a TV spot they're running at the moment.
Okay.
Essentially, the tagline is "Everything's better on the beach." And it's a typical holiday advert, but it just leans a tiny little bit into the whole coronavirus lockdown situation.
Yeah, very subtle, but well, I was going to say subtle but obvious, which is just a total non-thing. But there is a slant towards it, isn't there?
I think they've just done it in a really nice way, and it's the complete kind of flip side of the Ryannair approach.
Yeah.
It's it is fairly cliched, but I guess it's kind of similar to how the Christmas ads are running nowadays. They've played on the emotional side of it, but they've done it well. So you've just got shots of people walking on a beach and they've got a beer, and then it builds up to this tagline of "Everything's better on the beach."
Okay.
On the beach, go and buy a holiday, and it gives you that feel good emotion about what you're missing out on. And I think they've tied it nicely into everybody wants to go on holiday at the moment. Everybody is desperate for a holiday, but they can't necessarily physically have one.
Yeah, so
they've captured that emotion.
Yeah.
Whereas Ryannair are just saying, buy a holiday, get vaccinated, which doesn't sit well with obviously 1,600 other people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird though, isn't it? Because they can kind of get away with being dicks, can't they, Ryannair? Just because, look, if we talk with our marketing hats on and, do you deliver on the promise you give to your customers? Ryannair customers want cheap travel.
Yeah.
And they get it. And, people that I've used Ryannair, like for a few flights, I just kind of want to get to my destination in one piece. And every time I've been on a Ryannair flight, touch wood, I have done. I think the day there's a crash, I think they're really fucked. But, it kind of happens. So, as much as they can get away with it and their flights are full of people who clap it when the pilot lands the plane safely. Ryannair can get away with that one.
Yeah, I mean, they know it's going to get pulled anyway. It's at the end of the day, when the ad gets pulled, it's going to be on the front page of the Daily Mirror, and it's going to be inside of the Sun and the Express and all the rest of them. And there's going to be a lot of people that they get a second round of press off it that they didn't even have to pay for.
Yeah.
So they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, so that really interestingly, that ties into what I was going to kind of say next is that bad news travels a lot faster than good news, doesn't it? So like, Blue Monday, as crap as it is a good marketing tactic because people, especially British people, like have a whinge and a moan. And there's a stat that comes from the hospitality trade is that if you have a bad experience in a restaurant, you're likely to tell up to 11 people about it. But if you have a particularly good experience, you'll only tell 3. which is bad. And I think the responsibility of that's on the consumers. So like we can only change that if we actively start promoting good stuff better, rather than just having a whinge about the bad stuff. There's a reason it's Blue Monday and it's the most depressing day of the year, and not Red Monday and the happiest day of the year. And we buy something because it's the happiest day of the year. We only do it because it's the most depressing day of the year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes for like everyone, you know, you get the metro or the tube or whatever it might be into work, or you're having a flick on your coffee break. And then the next time you see whoever at lunchtime, you're like, yeah, did you know that it's the worst day? And it becomes that whole talking point. Like that whole point of free press. It's a mug's game to try and promote positivity, unfortunately. So I suppose, can you blame them for not bothering?
Horrible quirk of human nature.
Consumers are absolutely to blame, because we buy into this and we feed off it and we thrive on negativity. It's lazy of Ryannair to use the shock tactic, I feel. It's like the kid who first learns how to swear, so he just starts swearing all the time.
Yeah.
Or what? Where I take real offense with it is, you know, we've had 2020 where everybody has had, you know, dozens and dozens of emails from CEOs saying how much that they care. You know, CEOs of Tesco, they do not care.
Yeah.
When I received that email, I don't care about Tesco. It kind of pivoted towards the back end of 2020, whereby brands almost took this position of, we're your friends and we're all in this together and all of that bollocks. You know, everybody's experiencing the lockdown the same. No, Tesco CEO, you're seeing your profits higher than they've ever been.
You're fucking loving it, pal.
You know, we've got mass redundancies and things like that. We're not all the same.
Yes.
And I think, you know, the kind of the tonal aspect of this is kind of similar.
So what do we want to see instead then, if we wrap it up? And I suppose we could answer this both as, you know, we work with e-commerce store owners. So if we owned a store or we were selling holidays even, we don't, as it goes. If there's any travel agents listening and want some PPC help, please do get in touch. But, you know, what should we be doing instead, both as a producer, as a seller of goods, travel or otherwise, and as a consumer of goods, travel or otherwise?
We've talked about this a fair bit, I think, already. And I would, you know, if I was in travel, I'd maybe lean back on like my brand. So, you know, it's about being there for your customer when you can be there, rather than, I know the travel industry has gone to shit and it's on its arse and they are desperate for sales. But, you know, is anybody going to really book a holiday at the moment? Realistically, no. What I would like to see from a travel company is to know that they're there when I need them, and they're going to offer the best experience when I do. I'm not going to book a holiday today, but you know, can you quite softly feed in, you know, the emotion of a holiday and even the anticipation of, you know, everybody gets excited to go on holiday and have something in their calendar to look forward to. It's just unfortunate that's going to be 6 or 9 months away. You know, could you play on that a little bit more and build up the anticipation? It's going to be a long time before you get go on holiday, guys, but when you're there, you know that we'll be number one to book with, however you convey that message.
You know what would blow me away, and I think it's absolutely not going to fucking happen, but what would really, really impress me is if I'm not being funny, we've had the sort of the fuss around mental health last year, specifically over lockdown. You know, people, especially if they live alone or if they're sort of trapped in whatever environment, and they're very much sort of like coming out of a very rough 12 months anyway, and now it's about to be the most miserable day of the year. And it's like you say, if I got an email from a travel company that was just like, look, we know things are, you know, that they've gone from bad to worse and you're probably at absolute rock bottom right now, like, you know, and just like reassurance and just like, look, think about in that 6 months time, like when you are sitting like at the bar in Spain with a sangria or whatever, and you've got all that to look forward to, and we'll be here when you need us. And there's not a link to the websites, and there's no deals, and they're not trying to sell you anything. It's just like, listen, we know this is probably the shittest day of your life so far. Like, just get through it, because it is going to be all right in 6 months. And
So,
that would be so much better than any sales message.
100%. So what we're looking for on Blue Monday in 10 days time is a company that just sends an email or has a campaign across social or wherever it might be of a list of things that will make me happy today that do not involve booking a holiday there and then. Just win some good favor, some trust. In yes, it's commercial. It always will be. People will buy into your brand, and when they are looking for a holiday and things are a bit calmer, you might get some bookings in September, December next year. Who cares when it is? Just look after your customers now. Make them happy now. That's all. That's all that people want, isn't it?
And you know what? To tie it back to what we've just talked about with it's probably very obvious by the clothing if you're watching the video, but we filmed this straight off the back of the 80-20 video. But I bet you those people that get that email are the ones that will come back and will become proper advocates of your brand. Whereas people that buy Ryanair's smash and grab holiday tomorrow, they don't give a fuck about Ryanair any more than they did 12 months ago.
Well, exactly. As I said, I've used Ryanair. I don't give a fuck about Ryanair. I care about me getting to my destination quickly.
Yeah.
If there was another company came along and offered a quid cheaper, I'd probably go to them. That's a price-led purchase. It's not a I love Ryanair purchase. So like they're playing a really risky game and they're operating on very fine profit margins, Ryan, and like, that is the sort of business that could collapse very quickly, which we've seen before. So yeah, we're not conflating two conversations there, but you really need to look after your customers properly. That's the game we're playing now. All of the conversations we'll have like this are about who are your best customers, how can you look after them, and they'll ultimately look after you by purchasing from you directly and also telling all the friends too. And that's the game. It's all about brand and loving your customers the way they should be loved.
I think some other sectors have done this, and they've gone for empathy and literally saying we care. It's a tactic I've seen somewhere else. I can't think off the top of my head where it is, but essentially, show real empathy and say, don't book a holiday now.
Yes, exactly.
That should be the message from everyone that involves a business that has something to do with going out. It should be, don't use this now. The message should be staying. I wouldn't be surprised if a brand does it over Blue Monday and goes for the kind of thing of, you'll be on holiday with your parents and maybe your gran, one day soon. And when you want to do that, we'll be there. But for now, don't book a holiday.
Yeah.
The message should be staying. It shouldn't be go traveling to cheap European cities. As much as everybody wants to do that, we've had 68,000 cases in the UK today. It should be very much we care. And by saying don't book a holiday with us, you couldn't say we care about you and our customer safety in a better way, in my opinion.
Awesome. Well, at the risk of going off on a rant about how terrible the UK have dealt with the coronavirus in general, shall we end it there?
Yeah, good timing.
All right, boys. Bye.